That's right, EPL match day number 11 is finally ready to kick off. We're getting to the road here, and it is the road to Odense. A lot of teams are still vying for some spots, and we've actually had some teams qualify. But most importantly, tonight, we're going to be squaring off with a double dip of NIP, who are going to be taking on the likes of Fnatic and the Hellraisers. Our first matchup, though, is going to be North versus mousesports. And, well, if I have to say so myself, this is a hell of a way to start off this match day number 11. First of all, we can't go any further without the Pay Safe card top 5 plays.
1v3, so much to do. And Smoke gonna start to fade. Simple does manage the first. Oh, and the second as well. Maybe a little bit more could come of this now. As Cadian down the ramp, Simple's gonna find everything. He gets 3 kills, and there might be just enough time left to get the defuse. There is Simple. Oh, here he is. Oh no, let Crow. Only 7 seconds left. Surely doesn't get back into this round now. 2 bodies yet to find. Oh, he might do it. 2 seconds, he's got the read. And let Crow with 1 second left. My goodness, look at him go.
On the shot, and that just might be it. Zitnix, he's so good at clutch, but surely this one is too far gone. Spraying on the smoke. He's sticking the defuse. Does Flamey realize he does? He's shooting into the wall. Flamey, you have your back turned. And he's going to pull out the knife, but it's too little and too late. Device is sitting on it as well, just to make it even more difficult. Magisk finding a frag, he gets overwhelmed. Device tapping away, and he's the last man in the pit, but he's doing it all alone. Device!
Huge range advantage with this USP. He's going to find the opener as well. Steel will be going down. It looks like he's even going to get the second as well. Great start from Nekus at least. And actually, he's just looking to do it all alone. He's just had 4 kills. 5, never mind. You said you wanted a step up of individuals. There's 1.
Cool. Welcome back to the Intel Esports Arena, the one true esports arena to run them all. And of course, I need to tell you about our friends at Intel and how they can help you to game, record, and stream without compromise as we continue down this journey on the road to Odense. Now, I can't do this show alone. I think. I mean, perhaps I can.
You could try.
I could try. It wouldn't be pretty. But nonetheless, I do have a comrade here, a friend in Chad Spud Burchill Sponge, what he goes by normally. Not Sponge A, not Sponge Little J, none of that nonsense. It's Hawaiian shirt day for Chad, and by God, we're going to give it to him.
It's Casual Tuesdays.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I've really gone with the full Spud vibe. This is when Spud comes out, when he's in the Hawaiian gear, more relaxed kind of vibe. But we need to talk about what you've got going on your lip, mate.
You like that? Let's get a little something here. You see this? If I could curl it up at the end, or if I could just go full handlebars, I would. But in this case, the gene pool was not lucky on my end, and this is what I have to work with, Chad.
So I don't know about the viewers at home, but I think there's a bit of a resemblance between you and some members of Super Troopers, the movie.
Mac, I believe they've called him, because I've seen the tweets fired at me all week, which case I should be telling you to do the same. Fire some tweets at us using hashtag ESL Pro League. That way we could show your stuff live on stream. Make it good, though. Don't skimp out on the tweet department.
And before you made the tweets, the mustache is actually in play because of the Movember initiative that we're doing here throughout November, which is coming up very shortly. So if you do have any ideas of what we could do for stretch goals to raise money, tweet them at us as well, because we're still compiling that list. Anything that doesn't involve me shaving my head would be good, Trace.
I think that one could still be on the cards, though, right, Chad?
No. That one is definitely out of play.
Maybe next year. That's right. Like I said, get involved, join the conversation, do everything that you need to do. Fire up the good old Lappy Toppies and let us know how you're feeling, because today we kick off match day number 11, and we're getting ever so closer to that Odense city in Denmark.
Yeah, we're going to drive still?
Yeah, you know, I'm really down for that, but I really haven't heard anything else.
We'll keep pushing it. Because I think the cool idea, you know, we get a car, we drive to Odense. We thought it was 3 hours. Turns out it's only an hour and a half. But maybe there's some cool stuff to see on the way. And when we get there, we can do all that tech. We can maybe like build a robot.
Yeah.
Or do the robot.
We just do the robot. Yeah, it's a lot easier that way.
You're much better at that than
Kind of like some robots we have over in North America who have already qualified for the Pro League finals in Odense. That's right. The likes of MIBR and Ghost Gaming have done just that. And, well, this is quite a stride for 2 of these teams, especially Ghost.
Ghost especially. I think it's fitting as well, Halloween coming up tomorrow. But these guys making it through, considering they haven't even been in Pro League before. This is the first time. You think about this as Steel, a player who's been unable to play at the top tiers of Counter-Strike for some time. He's had a resurgence, got the likes of Wardell going absolutely beast mode on that AWP. when we did see these guys earlier in the year, they had Crystal as a player. He's no longer a stand-in. So lots of ups and downs for Ghost, but fantastic to see them making the playoffs, and that'll be coming at us in December. And MIBR, the Brazilians, the core with Stewie and Tarek being added in, another team which we definitely wanted to see there in the finals. Last time round in Odense, they actually took the victory.
Yeah.
So be good to see them returning, them coming back into the fray.
And some might even say they'll turn it into a library again. Only time will tell.
Well, I think right now they're not the same SK team that we had back then.
No.
But definitely some time to prove their worth as we move towards that. Right, we've got a lot of events on the horizon. IEM Chicago is one coming up, which is where they could definitely make a stamp.
Well, they could make a stamp there. We're going to be making a lot of stamps as we get closer to IEM Chicago.
To mail letters.
A lot of cool stuff going over there for the Intel Extreme Masters in the Midwest. I believe it's the Windy City. I should know that. I'm an American. But anyway, that's not what we're getting into. Today, we do have a full day of matches. We're going to have the likes of North and Mouse squaring off on Inferno Mirage, then Nip in the doubleheader there against Fnatic and Hellraisers. So I guess taking a look at the schedule for what it is, Chad, talk me through at least the B stream, bud.
Well, I think if you're a massive Swedish fan, you'll be happy tonight because you can watch on either stream. The Swedes go down on all 3 slots. When you do look at the secondary stream, obviously Hellraisers as well. We haven't really seen a lot of them in recent times. Ago going through some roster changes is to note. Na'Vi losing that final to FaZe Clan. I'm going to be expecting them to bounce back with Simple and Electronic ready to powder some bottoms as they do. Couldn't be too happy with losing that one over there in Moscow. Home country for some of the boys from that Na'Vi team. But an exciting night of Counter-Strike ahead of us, Trace, as per usual.
Yep, you know, Chad, I wouldn't have it any other way. In fact, having been in Moscow, that was quite a showing there from FaZe Clan.
Red Square?
I don't. Yeah, I did actually.
How was it?
Really close to the hotel. You know, there's some things in life that I never thought I would see.
That was one of them?
One of them was that, and perhaps FaZe Clan winning that event. That might have been up there on the list too. But they did it, so we got to give them hats off.
Was Nico still calling?
I think that there's some speculation around Nico calling, yes, that being the plan, and then also using some of the stuff that Kerrigan was able to bring to the table and kind of mix match between the two. We saw a lot of aggressiveness over on Mirage, where in which, you know, in their eco rounds, they said, hey, we're going to plow out on some sites, and just a lot of resemblance there.
Okay, a bit of a mixing pot between the two styles, I suppose.
I suppose.
We don't
Chad,
have
how
any
about
FaZe
this
tonight, though. It's not really.
Yeah, we don't have FaZe
We're getting
tonight.
on tangent.
In fact, we're going to phase out of that conversation right into our next little piece here. We do have a armory video with one of the most iconic weapons in the game, one in which has seen a surgence throughout all of Counter-Strike's iterations. And for one, if you have a knife and you have this weapon, well, you were probably having a good time if you had low gravity. Either way, let's step into the armory.
This Austrian-produced 5.5 kilogram rifle has seen its use all over the world, and in CSGO, it's no rare sight either. Let's open up the armory and take a closer look. Reliability, accuracy, and high damage output are the main characteristics of this weapon, and when you're strapped for cash but need to hit your targets at long range, you won't find a better rifle suited for that purpose. With 10 shots in the magazine and the second highest damage output in the game, this rifle seems to be fantastic on paper. But the fact of the matter is, it's also boasting the lowest damage per second rating in the game, making the SSG-08 a very circumstantial weapon. Fun fact, it's called the Scout because that's what it was called in the early versions of Counter-Strike. The SSG-08, or the Scout, is a very cheap gun. It only costs $1,700, it does 88 damage, and has 85% armor penetration. That makes it a great choice in eco rounds, where your pistol-wielding teammates will thank the SSG-08's ability to damage enemies. The pros of CSGO often use the Scout to tag opponents with 74 damage to the chest, making it easy for the pistols to clean up the kills afterwards. It does one-shot opponents, though, with a headshot, with or without armor. But compared to the AWP, it's a weak gun, since snipers can leave the shooter exposed after a shot. The AWP kills in one shot, but the Scout doesn't unless it's a headshot, of course. So a missed shot or a tag makes the carrier of the Scout an easy target. But let me just show you the ups and downs of the Scout in-game. So to showcase the sniper's abilities, we've arrived at Dust 2, where the long lines of battle are optimal for the sniper rifles in the game. And what we can see here is the Scout tagging an opponent through the mid doors. And that's basically what the player is expected to do with it in hand. If you're either skilled enough or lucky enough, you'll be able to hit that sweet, sweet headshot that takes down any opponent, whether they're wearing a helmet or not. So when you play the Scout, you're often dependent on your teammates finishing the job. That's why, as we see here at Long Doors, that even the weakest pistol in the game can one-shot an opponent after the CT is hit by the Scout. The Scout is a long-range weapon, and it's definitely not meant for close-range encounters, like we can see here. Even though the Scout player hits his enemy, he still gets killed because the next shot takes way too long to exit the barrel. So play the Scout wisely, and please remember, don't get tunnel vision. And this is the reason why the Scout is a viable gun in CSGO. It does a good amount of damage, but it also leaves the carrier vulnerable afterwards. So to sum up, it's great for peeking angles, tagging opponents, and it's a guaranteed kill if you get a headshot. So use it wisely, and you'll be golden.
Vodafone presents the pre-match.
The Vodafone pre-match is here, and it is time for us to start to steer this conversation in a different way. Those armory videos, they get me every time, Chad.
It's fantastically well produced, isn't it? Mads does a great job presenting there. And a Scout is a weapon which we definitely have seen used in multiple iterations of Counter-Strike, as you alluded to. And now that we have, that new loss bonus situation coming in, the $1,900 for that second round, everybody can be buying a Scout, right? You can see it used a lot more. You can apply it on a lot of maps, CT side with on overpass, a lot of fantastic positions there. And maybe even if Cobble comes back in the pool, might be able to see that one coming into play.
Yeah, I mean, especially now that there's a Cobble update. Before, you used to jump Scout around the statue, right? But now, things are just a little bit different over on this Cobblestone. Valve have introduced an update in which they themed it in the likes of Halloween.
It's spooky, isn't it? That's what they've gone for. We can take a little bit of a look at it, right?
Wait, that's an eerie noise, Jazz. Where are we going?
Ghosts.
Is that a ghost? Oh my god.
Chickens. Well, also in this update as well, they have it so if you die in the casual mode, you can fly around as a ghost and all that kind of fun stuff. But let's talk about the actual changes here. So it's more cosmetics when you see it darker. Obviously, the theme of Halloween with the candles, with all that kind of stuff.
Ambient sound.
I assume that is all going to go once we come out of Halloween, right? The things that we need to be looking at from a competitive perspective, maybe things that may impact the map pool in the future, is how the new map will actually play and it looks. Now, some big changes that have been made, especially over towards this A bomb site, you can see the bomb site positioning has been brought forward. The old spawn position has been slightly changed. Over towards,
the rail's gone.
Yeah. Over towards B, there's more, cover as you move down B long. Drop has also been adjusted so that you can jump up yourself. There've been all these little changes here, there, and everywhere, which potentially make this map, in my mind, play quicker. T-spawn's been brought closer. There's no danger to rotate from middle up towards A long. All these changes along the map, in my mind, feel like it will play a little bit quicker, and also it allows more aggressive plays for the CTs, which is something we've been talking about for a very long time being needed on this map. Now, I can be pessimistic. I love to do that. I love to
knack for it.
I love to be negative about things. I personally really liked the way Drop played out before. It was unique. Now, I know it was difficult to actually play through, but it required teamwork, required a lot of utility usage. And now that they've changed it, now that things have been slightly moved around, obviously we need to see how they play out. Maybe it'll be fantastic. Maybe it won't. But I think we need to really look into these map balances and make sure that we are keeping every map unique and having its own, fun elements.
Well, I think even at this this rate, we don't know, or we don't have a hardline date or a time where in which this is going to be reintroduced to the pool, right? Like, there's no way that this goes back into the competitive pool with the sort of spooky vibe to it. So perhaps when that comes away from it, then they can begin to reintroduce it.
Yeah, well, a team who sucked at Cobblestone, it was mousesports, right? And obviously they're going toe-to-toe in the first matchup here today against that of North. And this is a big one, I think, in a lot of ways, because mousesports have re-added Stiko. Snacks has gone to the bench. He's in a position now where he's basically one of the most expensive players sitting there doing nothing. That experiment didn't work, even though they grabbed that ESL 1 New York trophy. And you have to look towards Mouse as to why they've done this. Well, it's the little bits and pieces that Stiko brings to the team that aren't necessarily in the server fragging-wise. It's on the, additions of communication, being a good teammate, being that support player. Those things that we talk about on the analyst desk, which we can never really show you, but then putting faith in him basically completely validates our storylines.
Yeah, absolutely. Bringing him back into the fold here is a very interesting idea, right? Because yes, there's what we speculate to be the amount that they spend on Snacks. Now Snacks just sitting there. What happens to that guy? We don't know. Yeah. But we do know that Stiko coming back into this probably creates a different vibe within the camp.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is definitely for sure. And they're not the only team with roster changes going toe-to-toe right now, right? We have North as well.
That's right.
Who have gone through a lot of changes. They've removed the likes of MSL, the long-standing in-game leader, who's actually gone over to Rogue in kind of what seemed to work out as a trade with Cadian, who is now in-game leading North, right? He was kind of thrown away from the Danish scene for some time. He's come on in now by proving himself within the North American region. He's on that AWP, and Gade as well is the other addition to this squad to bring them to the team we see now.
Yeah, bringing MSL out of this lineup is a very interesting thing, right? Because obviously he brought the tactical element to it, but what is it that Cadian can bring to this lineup that he wasn't?
I think that Cadian brings like more of a free-flowing style. At least that's the way it looks, right? They're still using a lot of strategies that MSL did, a lot of things that MSL actually brought to the game. He's a fantastic in-game leader, but right now I think that they're playing like a looser brand of Counter-Strike, which has the potential to get more out of the likes of Kyobi and AZ, in my mind. And we're seeing Gade with a lot of impact plays. He's actually being used better than I think he's been used with when he was playing with Optic. And obviously from North Academy, he had Ave as his coach during that period of time, and now Ave is the main coach for North. So all those things in mind, so far North is looking pretty good.
Right, and only time will tell if they can continue down that path. And of course, for North, we do need to be consideration of Cadian, where in which this is about a month since he's been on this lineup, and what do they have to show for it? Let's check it out.
It's been a little over a month since Casper Cadian Mahler departed Las Vegas and his former team, Rogue, in order to join Team North in his home country of Denmark. The Danish in-game leader has had 2 stints with Rogue, with the latest lasting a whole year, where Cadian moved to Las Vegas in order to train, play, and bond with his team. Results were mixed to say the least, with the second-place finish at DreamHack Austin being their most recent high point. Now, however, Cadian has packed his bags and moved back to Copenhagen, where he replaced MSL in the North lineup. A dream move to his boyhood club.
My favorite sports team is FC Copenhagen. It's a football team, or soccer as you Americans would say. They win a lot of the Danish championships, and I followed them ever since I was very young. It's also nice to watch them play internationally because it gathers the Danish crowd for the games and we all cheering for them.
With 28 of 43 map wins since his arrival, North seemed to have adjusted to the new in-game leadership, and Cadian is undoubtedly relishing the opportunity to captain North into a bright future.
Cadian shuts down absolutely everyone. Where's his performance come from? He's picked up 7 out of the 10 possible kills in the last 2 rounds.
North and the mousesports are ready to kick it off here on Inferno, our first matchup of match day number 11. But Chad, I think you've got something special prepared for us.
Yeah, I was just making the point about the more loose play style. And Inferno is a map we need a lot of utility to be used. Now, if we got this map up right here, we know Banana, always going to be the exchange there between the T's. Something that I've witnessed in the way that North like to play is explosions over towards middle and apartments. We actually have a clip that we can show you right now of an explosion play they used against Optic in a recent match on Inferno. Now here, basically, they have 4 players in apartments. You can see here, if you look at the minimap, all 4 players together, ready and raring to go. Simple flashes and 1 player throwing smokes towards middle. So we're going to play that out. And this is more of an aggressive style. It's not a set piece. This is allowing your flight paths, your players, trading and fundamentals to come into play. And when you can get into a bomb site like this, Trace, makes life pretty easy.
It does, and it should be, because you should be able to expand and perhaps even capitalize on how you're setting yourself up here. Chad, now I want you to capitalize on this moment very particularly, and I want you to tell me who's going to win here on Inferno.
I think that North are going to have a big advantage on this one. It's a map that they've played a lot. I think in the last 3 months they've been looking fantastic on it. Sorry, the last couple of months they've been looking fantastic on it. And mousesports have never really been a very good Inferno team.
Well, I do know of an Inferno pair. I do know of the Fuego couple known as Henry G and Sadakis, and they're ready to get us into this action because I don't think we can wait another minute. Let's go ahead and kick it over to Inferno with the casters.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Inferno is a good one to start off for us, getting back to Pro League finally.
It's my favorite map. I can't wait to do this. You've been away for a while. You ready for some Counter-Strike?
Yeah, I think so.
New matters?
Yeah, it's not PUBG. It's not sim racing. Yeah. So, yeah, let's get back into what we know. I do like the new update. I think I do. I want a larger sample size, and I certainly want to see it play out at a large land, but I think I like the new meta. I really do. With the new purchasing, obviously the lost round bonus coming in on round 1, it accelerates the start of the game, if you will.
Yeah, and it should mean the better team should win overall. We're taking less weight and randomness away from the fact that you can't just win at both pistols and say that's going to be a guaranteed win anymore.
I think that's the one thing where I say, like, you say the better team, and you're right, the better team on a level playing field. But I think pistol was kind of part of the game, so in some ways, teams that prioritize pistols or were good pistol players, okay, yes, getting 6 rounds, in theory, is a huge head start, but I think that it was kind of part of the game. So to say that the skill to go along I guess that's where I kind of have like issues with it. Is it the better team that's winning, or have we hindered other teams? I don't know. That's where I need to see more of it.
We definitely need to see more. Mousesports versus North. I've seen a lot of these teams recently. Remember, Sticko's now back in the Mousesports unit. Cadian's now in North. There's lots of roster mania going on right now. But North actually look pretty solid overall. Actually been enjoying what they're bringing to the table. And for now, we'll get into it, Matthew. It's going to be a CT start for Mousesports. We'll see what the buys look like once we get into it. North, known to be a bit of a tactical team. We'll see what they bring to the table here. And here we go. They've got 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs, a decoy, no defuse kit for Mousesports, just to note. So everyone fully invested with no utility on the CT side.
And I have a feeling that the no kits is going to be more common. I know a lot of teams are running still a 5 armor in this case, but again, less utility, less purchasing power early on gives you a better buy now in round 3. Sunny starts it off. It's Cadian to go down. The man we just featured, who's back in action. Good to see him here, as well as it's Gade and AZ that find kills in return for North. That gives the advantage to them on the pistol round. That means as well, they can slow the pace down at 1:22 because they've got the defense thinned out. In fact, already rotating off of the A site. Now, they rotated top side of middle, so they've got some information that there's no presence there, at least on the A side, excuse me. So back to B they go, and that's exactly where Chris now has to try and stay alive and can't do so. Easy second kill in the round for him, and all the attention turns toward the smoke, where in which Rops and Sticko are trying to get back into the site.
Well, it looks like it's going very well indeed for North. They haven't planted yet, which is fine, as they find the penultimate kill to Sticko now. Fresh in the roster, unable to find the headshot, so he'll be going down right now. 1-0. North will pick that up in quite a convincing manner. You can see the bomb being planted for extra $300 at the end, not quite coming through, but you should see maybe a purchase from Mousesports here. A lot of teams are experimenting the idea of force buying in the second round here. We'll see if that comes out, because it's actually a viable option on Inferno. I'd say one of the few maps you can get away with this, because it has lots of close range angles. The CZ and the nade combo can be very powerful, but they've gone for the full eco, bring out the rifles in the third, both very viable options, absolutely. We'll have a look at the North setup. The MP5 out for Gade. PD50 for AZ suggests he wants to get onto an AWP perhaps.
Get it, son.
But
get it, girl.
Mac 10 for Cadian, which could be very beneficial going forward, depending on whether they go for helmets next round. So this is a bit of a gimme round. Not much to talk about apart from Mousesports get a couple of kills. That'll be very significant.
Still a lovely MP5. Lots of changes in Counter-Strike. That's not exactly how you want to enter. It is, but the timing's slightly off. You can see the result of it. They certainly got the information and overran quad side, but unfortunately the first player and all of that was a little early. Nonetheless, recovered. Like you said, gimme round. Now, we got our first gun round, and it's round 3, Hank.
Yes, but
welcome to Counter-Strike.
They got 2 kills there, though. That's actually pretty impactful. It means that North will actually be in a problematic situation if they give this round up, which is a possibility. You can see those Sunny and Sticko without helmets, but the Mac 10 went down in the previous round. It's going to be 5 AKs up against the 4 rifles of Mousesports, and they've got MP7 Chris J. Doesn't use the MP5. Still true to the original weapon. And we'll go to a default here. North just pushing their way up towards middle. This is a faster approach, quite common on these first gun rounds, knowing that the CTs won't be fully equipped with incendiaries. You can afford to get a bit more wiggle room towards the key choke point, so just trying to bait out the little utility the CTs have at this point. Just kind of seeing what's going on. Actually going to posture back towards Banana by the looks of things. Is that all 5 players? I believe it is. So they're going to go for the full execution here, maybe even a contact play. They know there'll be no AWP available on the CT side. Smoke's starting to drip over. That's quite a lovely one, I have to say, but they've already got past it. It doesn't really do much for the CTs. Just dripped off the roof there. You'll see smoke towards spawn, of course. Coffins, maybe a Molotov in new boxes, maybe first oranges. Flash over. CTs do have an incendiary, in fact, so Chris J can deploy that. Now would be amazing. He gets it down, and you can see the damage it's doing already. They can't get forward. The bomb's gone down. They've smoked themselves out. The CTs might be on something here.
AZ can't quite get the vision toward Emote. Jumps up 1 higher. Now he has to clear below him rather than holding off the corner. Nonetheless, Cadian getting Sticko means the site open once more. Shouldn't be a problem for the economy if they close this round. You mentioned it could have been. Oh my goodness, Chris J. He nearly spotted the headshot, heard the bomb, and that actually baited him in. So Valda holding the angle is well executed and well struck. Rops is going to run, save the kit, save the armor, save the M4, potentially, and should do, because they are all on B. But it's 3-0 for North, T side.
It definitely is, and that was looking so good for Mousesports as well. The time is running out. That incendiary was perfectly deployed. Chris J hiding in the smoke, but all the kills going in favor of North, and that's been something that's been very interesting for this new look squad. They got rid of MSL. He's got over to Rogue. Obviously, Cadian was playing there before. They basically swapped places. Cadian's now main AWPer, and they're looking a lot looser. The fragging power on paper is really off the charts. AZ's in great form, and Gade's looking decent as well. He's actually playing some great Counter-Strike recently, so we'll see what they can do, but there's a nice advantage here on the T side of Inferno. Sports just to save one weapon, and that'll be all.
One is better than none.
Well, in this situation, they won't be able to do much with it. They'll be able to buy up next rounds. It's not really worth investing into this one at all. Maybe some PT50s to go with the M4. That would be about it. All I could recommend at this point. So they'll just get a Deagle on Sunny. He spends quite a lot of money, all things considered, but he has got 4 safe loss bonus coming in.
We are back to effectively normal at this point with the money, because obviously resets limit you to 0 in terms of the lost round bonus at this point in time. Not that we've had a reset yet, but it's only that opening round that's really changed. Ripple effect through the rest of the half, you could say. Still the MP5 for Gade. Volda, meanwhile, has already found Sticko, and Oscar in the corner at the apartments with the 5.7. A lot of players are slowly switching back over to that weapon. I think it's still an absolute beast of a weapon.
Yeah, there are players like Rops especially can do absolute damage with it. There's a headshot from Oscar and the follow-up as well. So they won't be winning this round, but any kills he can find will be very welcomed. He knows Gade's around the corner, but it looks like he's going to pre-fire this. Absolutely will, but unfortunately won't yield a frag. And that will be round. Not really much to be said here, I'm afraid, because you can see just going to save the M4. Sunny with the Deagle as well. He's got armor. Might as well just hold on to it. Save himself 650 going into the next round. He got a smoke and a flashbang as well. That's $500 worth of kits. As Valda will sacrifice himself. He's got a nice reservoir of cash, so he'll be fine with the 4K save to go hunting a little bit. He knows there's an M4 save in the previous round. Valuable target, and they'll expend quite a lot of utility trying to take it down here. So that's cost him $800 in Molotovs and then lost a frag as well. There goes 4-0 though, so absolutely fine. They've still got plenty of cash, of course. I'd imagine this is where the AWPs come out. We'll see Oscar purchase that. There it is, and the double AWP, so Chris J bringing that out as well. So when things get a little bit rough on the CT side, this is normally a common stance to recover. Chris J 0 frags, looking for a lot more here.
Just to note as well, I mean, after the buyout from Virtus Pro, Snacks finally winning another event in New York. I know this has been old hat for many people and many viewers, but for me, coming back over to it, it's something that's very interesting to me, because Sticko is where mousesports had most of their success.
Yep.
And now they go back to him after a win with Snacks. So I think a lot of that will change again with the double op. You bring Chris back onto it more frequently, because Snacks was ultimately the double opper. It's kind of funny that finally they win an event and go, let's go back the other way, which I don't see an issue with. I understand it and I agree with it, actually. But man, oh man, for Snacks, that's awkward.
Waste of time and money for everyone, really, including him. But either way, we'll see mousesports now trying to pick up their first round. They're on the CT side, need to start finding a few. Still very early days, but North getting in the groove very early on here. We'll see Oscar holding up with the AWP, spots the arm, but base it out. We'll have to flash and fall back to more defensive position here. And it's Rops holding up towards quad. He'll get the first kill. He's very, very good in this position. And they're playing off each other very nicely. You can see Sticko chiming in for frags as well, not overcommitting, just making nice crossfires set up on the A side. So you can see all the attention taken away here. But the trade potential is looking really good. Valda definitely can be dangerous in this sort of round. Going to go for a plant of sorts, but just trying to bait out a player. And it will be the first round for mousesports there. Very defensive setup from them, but it works out very nicely indeed. Good work from Sticko, especially staying alive as long as possible, denying the plants, and they still have their double AWP set up into round number 6. North, like we said though, plenty of cash. They can afford to give it one round. Valda's currently 8-1, it's only one death. Suggests there's plenty of cash to go around. 2 CTs towards B, one of which is the AWP. It's going to be Chris J setting up the initial bit of utility there, looking for anyone pushing past the half wall. Very common grenade being thrown by Sticko, doesn't connect any damage, and actually takes a little bit himself. But it'll be Oscar to open things up. Good shot towards T-steps. That's Kiabi going down, and the bomb as well. So great pickup to find. It's surprising Kiabi could even be killed at T-steps with the AWP. But there we go. 5-4 ensues as Valda hunts in the apartments here.
So the early start to mousesports after winning one. It does certainly bring the reset finally into potential. Into the spotlight. Toward Banana they go, and with 56 seconds left, they start to clear out the top side. One more smoke baited. Tons of utility left for mousesports. So good pick from Chris, because he goes through before the smokes are deployed. Finds yet another kill. Gonna make this almost impossible for North, because look at the amount of smokes they still have. They've held on to this. It's 40 seconds. That smoke down. They pretty much have to go through it. AZ's willing to do so, but not necessarily easily. He gets up on the ledge. That keeps him away from the flames. And Cadian going through them found Sunny, but it's still hard access. 29 seconds. They get to Oranges 2. Chris has problems. AWP up close. Means he's pretty much got to nail the shot onto AZ, forced out, and that's by design. This is actually well recovered from North, but they've elected to take the bomb back to A, hoping for rotations to sell on the fake, and Sticko's not left the site. He has left pit, but he still has an angle when they arrive, and they did not know that he was there. 11 seconds, bomb needs to be planted. It is recovered by Volda, but he's under threat, and he's going to try and hold this, even though, oh, that Molotov is not going to reach him, but Rops is pursuing and will get the kill.
Oh my goodness. Wow, good job by mousesports there. Sticko once again. Not the flashiest sequence, of course, but is sitting there, making sure he gets at least one kill out of that. That's all he had to do. Delay them, get a kill. If he gets nothing, they could lose a round, but positions perfectly, doesn't overextend, gets that frag, and you can see how uncomfortable it was to try and get the plant down, which they did. Flames were behind him, though, and was always going to be traded out. So they'll pick up both AWPs. mousesports avoid the reset. 2 players survive. With the bomb going down, I'd say we've got one more buy here for North. Absolutely. Kiabi, the only one who can't buy. He can go pistol. The rest of them get AKs and armor. So, should be another exciting round here. The double AWP setup paying dividends for mousesports. Getting themselves on the mark with a couple of rounds in a row. 3 rifles now on the CT side. Sticko still on the FAMAS. He keeps dying, but he's doing the job he's been asked to do. So that's absolutely fine. This will be the match pause, though, a chance to discuss their approach.
Bringing our lovely CS music. I have it on my sleep soundtrack for planes. Puts me in the mood, Hank.
Yeah, the mood for death. All the fragging.
That's a morbid thing to say for people who fly like 100 times a year.
Hey,
no,
man.
that's not. Take some of that free red wine, maybe, that mood.
Yeah, that's more appropriate.
In the mood for death. Is that what I think about every time I'm on an airplane? I should hope not.
Tech 9 for Cadians making a bit of a comeback, this weapon. Slight adjustments over time. Seem to have made it viable once again. Sunny, he's up for a couple of frags. I had no idea he's coming. You can see them actually looking AFK at T-steps there. Didn't have any idea he would be pushing down in that sort of manner. First 2 kills go for mousesports, and maybe Sunny wants a little bit more here. Caught, though, with the nade out, and he'll be traded back. So AZ at least makes this round realistic for North at this point. 4 versus 3, Valda less than half health for 29.
He knows he's got company over there as well. He smoked himself out from the underpass. Utility gone, and Rops is just going to push all the way down. He may catch them again, because now they think this is clear. Sees the beat, can't get the kill. Look at the HP, though. My goodness, Cadian's on 14, and Rops was spotted and found out by Volda in the end. It brings it to a 3-on-3, so chance for the T's. They are weak, but if they're willing, they might be able to work this as a team and a unit. Oscar's got other ideas. Look at this relentless pressure for mousesports. They want this economy broken.
They definitely do. AZ pulls on back, but Sticko, once again, look at the positioning. They're not going to check this. Oh, how has he not pulled that off?
He got one at least. If he didn't, that would have been a problem.
They can still lose this.
It's certainly doable. Cadian's going to hold the AWP. I thought he was about to fire there. That would have been close enough to Oscar. You're right. Sticko should have wrapped that round up, and Cadian will take it back. He got one. Still not enough. Cadian on the AWP gets North through round 5.
That was so well played from Sticko. He couldn't have asked for a better setup there. He could have taken his time, sprayed them both down. He went for the awkward little spray at the start and gets one short, but they still lose the round. That was a massive win for North in the end. Cadian with a quick scope as well at the end as well. That was crazy. And they're going to force by around it. Double ults again, shotguns, deagles, barely any utility. This is make or break ready for mousesports. Lose this one, could be a real landslide half for North. That was a massive error from Sticker to give that one up. Happens though. And now they just need to try and recover themselves. If they can do so, it'll be absolutely fine. We'll see. Nade damage exchange at the start. And we'll see the defaults go through the motions here. It's going to be Cadian to open things up. Takes down Chris J once again. He had to be a little bit more assertive at the start, considering that lack of utility. But for now, smoke's down. and wait for the reactions. Look at the CT setup right now, man. They've got nothing at all in terms of grenades. They cannot hold off an execution. But luckily, North only have 2 smokes and a couple of flashbangs themselves, so maybe it won't be a deal breaker this time.
Well, they'll start to set for Crossfire's top side of mid. Yeah, I'm talking about the economy. It would have been a 3rd round loss bonus for North, having finally been in a position to have to potentially save. Now they get away with it thanks to Katie and thanks to Sticko in some ways. I'd say in many ways.
Yes.
AZ now wraps around against the lesser weapons. Oscar not in a position, and Sunny caught out, not looking at all the right direction, but still they pull it back. Shotgun inside of the apartments for Rops, gets Volda, and you saw Sticko grab 1 kill just before that. Gades pulled it back. They know now they have to contest against Rops, but a flash was mistimed, and it gives him an easy one. Why? Because the bomb's there. They've all got to go. Why? Line up so easily. Mistimed flash, low HP. Rops sees the shadow, and it's stolen back by mousesports.
Well, there it is. The bomb goes down. 4 kills in total with a shotgun. Pretty remarkable scenes. You couldn't ask for a more perfect scenario with the shotgun. They've only got to jump up the truck. You get a shadow as well. That's so sick. Robs absolutely nails it and pulls the game back. That was do or die. Like we said, that would have been an absolute collapse from mousesports if they gave that round up. And there is going to be a force buy in response. AZ's low on HP already. They're knifing each other in spawn. Seems to be the common trend these days. And Sunny pushing down, but they're waiting for him. They're aware of his antics as they trade out kills at least. Oscar pulls one back. Incendiary towards T-steps. Very common practice these days. And Oscar takes a shot to the head through the corner of the wall, I believe. So he'll be down to 25 points of health, but still a 4-on-4. Possible for North to win this, however unlikely it is. They're trapped in towards Banana right now, with an AWP at the top, an AWP at the bottom, and they've got no flashes to push them off, but Oscar decides to fall back on his low HP.
Canopy sneaking out toward BMW, as you often refer to it, Hank.
I do, trying to make a catch on.
You do that a lot. Remember when you had like that Jaden round thing?
Yeah, well, that one didn't work out for me, admittedly.
It is working out for Oscar.
Indeed, that wasn't bad at all, was it? Well, it is going to be the force buy for North. Remember, this is still a competitive round in the 3-on-2. Valda's low, but I just don't see what their access point is right now. They've got 40 seconds, that's something. Sticko, great positioning again. Needs to make sure he connects the dots this time with the FAMAS. Can't let them both walk past. Again, going for the 1 kill. Nails it this time. Stays alive. That will be the round. Desperate attempt to plant in the smoke. Pretty decent attempt, but Rops will take him down easily. 2 great rounds for Rops there. And we'll have 5 plays 4. Should be the eco for North. As you can see, they've got about 2k per player. Loss bonus completely removed. And they will take this one quietly. Just PT50s, maybe a flashbang or 2, but I don't see much investment coming in.
So that leaves a chance for the tie on the table. That's where I leave my ties. Sunny's going to push down again. We saw the flashback from the M4. It's Sticko instead. Speaking of M4, that gets the kills on the ult mid. Gives Sunny a chance to rush against a team that's haphazardly lost in the round. And without the weapons, no response. I say that until AZ has an MP9, but he can't quite get enough on it at the angle. Jumping in toward Boiler, so 5-5 tie indeed very quickly. mousesports certainly not giving away anything in weapon rounds when they've got the advantage. They're taking mid, they're taking ult mid, they're taking fights.
They absolutely are. 5-5, pulling it right back. mousesports looking sharp once again. North, always going to be dangerous though. They've got enough rounds right now to feel confident in this half, but mousesports are coming to life. Very closely contested, both considered a top 10 team in Europe. Chris J finds himself in no man's land there. Birds are crisp by KD and followed up with the AK shots through the wooden boards. Oscar, this is an audacious play and one will be punished as well. I like the idea behind it. Get right down there with the AWP. It's an unexpected, exciting play, but protected by Kiabi. At this point, they can just wait out. They wait for the reactions, bait out some grenades, 5-man execution. Ideally towards B, that's where Sticko remains alone. It's almost no chance he gets more than 2 kills in that sort of scenario. Be smoked off to hell and back. As he holds up and waits in CT now. There's the smoke towards Coffins, and he'll have to deploy his, but there's still a minute on the clock. They'll probably push it by the looks of things. They're absolutely ready with the flashbang and the successful muzzle save at this point. And he does hit something, I believe. I think it was a nade. And we'll see If Sticko will just fall back with his teammates, no reason to go for this whatsoever.
So the lead stays on the side of North. I say stays, they pull it back, I should say, but they've never given one up. At 6-5, number of players alive, meaning that as the money is on display for you, Henry, all the time in this lovely HUD. You can see that there's going to be weapons available to mousesports in the next round either way.
Yeah, especially the 3-up.
What's your opinion on the Sig and AUG?
I actually like the fact they are a viable option now. If you think about the CT side as well, you can equip the Silence M4 as your main, and have the AUG as your backup.
That's something I didn't think about.
Yeah, so that's quite a cool idea. I think the Krieg actually has quite situational uses, like the longer range angles, the first bit of accuracy of it all, and the 100% armor penetration as well. It statistically is better than the AK, but it just doesn't feel the same, right? People have got muscle memory of the AK for 10 years maybe, and it's a different game altogether.
Yeah, muscle memory goes, like, everyone thinks like, oh, it's just aim, it's point click. Well, it's a different firing rate, which has a different recoil pattern, which has a different characteristic altogether. Some of that muscle memory comes from the audio cues too. It just sounds different.
I can't pin my finger on it. I said it just feels different, man. Like, yeah, it might statistically be better, but it feels different. So
I think that there's positions like long on Dust 2 where it can be super, super relevant if people learn it.
Yeah, loads of maps today. Elise is using it full time pretty much right now. There's a few players that are adopting quickly.
Magisk, when you used it before.
Yes, and MBK was using it as well. But those guys, I don't think have picked that. I've casted a few Magisk games. He hasn't picked it up a ton, actually.
Wow.
But there we go. The opening pick did come through. It's easy to go down. Remember, it's mousesports recovering once again. There's the AUG pick from Chris J, and Cadian trying to recover it now as he jumps in. That's quite a nice little idea. Jump around the corner, but nothing there.
Smoke down towards CT. Conversely, when thrown back toward the top of Banana, they'll cancel each other out in the fact that no team has vision and no team may push, but you still favor the T's on that because they can flash themselves through gap. The smoke does let Sunny get back in, and Sunny finds two as he looks to try and change weapons rather than reload. It is Gade that will find him in return. Does that give them any access? Bombs down at water. Flash cross on CT. Smoke was still there, not quite dissipated, but no chances taken as they want to go for default. But Chris is lining up. Fair play. 4 versus 2. Take the chance of firing through the windows. See if we can deny the plant at the very best. Molotov for now won't allow them to get onto that position, and Cadian is blinded as they go for the boost. Cade drops the bomb once more this round. Inevitably, ultimately has to go to mousesports and does. 6-6.
Absolutely so. There we have it. Sticko playing well this game. Only one hiccup so far. And you see him boosted up, denying the plant and the round. As jumps around the corner, then the AUG as well. Difficult shot for Cadian to hit. Get to the next one.
Bless you, Henry.
Thank you. Caught a cold overnight, apparently.
You did? Yeah. It's first day back with me. That comes naturally. I just freeze your heart over every time.
I've come from Santa Monica to Copenhagen, so it's maybe my body in a little bit of shock. But Chris J, he'll be providing the headshots as he goes towards Banana, takes down AZ at the very beginning. Again, in fact, that's the exact same pick he got before, so that's going to be frustrating for the young Dane. Round 13 now, coming to the bookend of the first half. 5 on 4, and as Chris J repositioning to a more defensive spot. It's going to be a full B commitment though from North. As you can see, Chris J spots the first, but he gets wall back to oblivion there, taking so much damage through the pillar. Sunny looking to push through the Crucible player, presumably, but it's coming to the final few rounds here, the 4 on 4. It's very difficult to retake this bomb site, but luckily North don't have a ton of utility, so this might be viable. Might need a bit of luck from Oscar. That's not luck, that's pure skill, as he takes down Cadian right through the HE grenade. And this Gade now flashed in. They have to make something happen here, they know it. So they're going to be challenging CT Spawn with the lack of smoke. Flashing again, this could be the deciding factor, but Oscar way too quick. He'll shut the round down with 3 kills in total, and it will be mousesports to take the lead for the first time, I believe.
It is for the first time, yes. And CT side, it's expected you should have one at some point in time. So 6 rounds is still decent for North, but they are pulling themselves back into contention. More so, I think we saw the T side win the pistol this time and subsequently get 3 rounds, which doesn't go along with the new money, certainly. I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't necessarily guarantee 3 anymore.
Yeah.
There's a chance they could turn it around on the T side themselves by getting a boost off the start of it. And we'll see how that affects maps like Inferno, like even Nuke to some extent, that are so heavily biased to one side. More so Nuke than Inferno, let's be honest. It's fairly even. But just having weapons more often means more execution, means more potential.
Ooh, missing the shot. Oscar. I'm surprised he survived it. Rob's trying to lock him in as well with Sticker. Could go for the big spray down here. He needs to be careful, though, against these North players. Very deadly with the pistols. Rob's will take down a low HP Gade and did spot another as well. Needs to be very careful. He's got a huge advantage. Giving them a rifle will open the door of opportunity. There's the Tech 9 working efficiently at the front line. Around 14 here. This was just a partial buy from North. They do have a fighting chance now in the 4-on-3. Especially after they picked up the rifle. But look at Sunny. So often is he down towards the bottom as he jumps towards underpass. That's a brave move, but there's the bomb going down. AZ T-steps, smoked out. That's his round pretty much over. And it's up to Cadian now. He will be putting in work with the people, but ultimately taken down. AZ through the smoke at T-spawn. We'll find us the second frag for North, but I don't think much else will be happening here. The Molotov towards his position. They don't have to challenge him, just watch that bomb.
AZ getting closer, ever still to that corner at the top of alt mid. He's already spotted from Banana. That allows alt mid to take a peek as well. Sticko couldn't quite act fast enough to catch out AZ, and in turn was spotted, but they know that bomb was down, as you say. And Sticko now positions himself accordingly. I thought he might see his itty bitty toes. Preemptive strike. Flash actually pushing out. This is brilliant from AZ. Now he knows two of them were pushed up alt middle. One of them's over at Banana. He's, had time to plant that, but we're past the 4-second mark. Doesn't matter what he does. Round is over. He might get 2 kills out of it. That's the very best. It is mousesports with 8.
Oh, I thought he was going to get the kill there.
I knew you were thinking it, Hank.
I thought he was going to jump and get it, but didn't quite happen. It will be the final round of the first half indeed. We'll see North dropping off the pace they set at the start, which to be expected on the T side of Inferno. As mousesports are a very comfortable team on this side of the map. You can see how aggressive they are. They love to push down towards bottom, middle, and banana, but I didn't really have the resources at the beginning to really adopt that methodology. We'll see Oscar once again looking so sharp with the AWP. Takes down Gade. He wants a bit more of the action. Sunny chimes in. He'll get his second frag. It's a 4 versus 1. Valda will be left to T-steps. Nothing to do here, I'm afraid. Round over. You'll just be padding stats at this point. Might as well see what's available to him. As what's going on there? Rops has killed Oscar.
Was that in a smoke?
I don't know.
We're looking. It is his body there. Was it not?
No, he died over in the apartments. I don't know what happened.
See it.
But we'll take it. It's fine. mousesports will win the round. It's going to be 9-6 in the end in favor of mousesports.
Which is actually pretty standard scoreline when you consider that they came from behind on that. They didn't have the lead until it was 7-6.
Yeah.
So good end of the half.
They're 4-0 down, yeah.
mousesports. That's right. Yeah, 4-0 down. Just, I guess, similar to the old 5-0 if you want, but it certainly brings them back into it. When we switch it over, though, we do start out with them on the T side. We'll see if they can pick up their pistol. I said earlier that we might get a better chance for teams to collect rounds when they have weapons more often, but it also could go the other way when they don't have a pistol to coast them into the half and get 3 rounds as opposed to 2.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. It's I like the way the game plays out right now. It gives you a chance if you lose a pistol just to sabotage their money as well going forward, especially if you get a couple of kills in that full eco round.
Well, I remember Richard and Thorin back in 2015. We were having a conversation over some beverages, as you do, and they were suggesting that just abolish pistol rounds altogether. Start everyone with 10k and go to the guns.
We tried that in CGS. Didn't really work out too
CGS
well.
had a bunch of different timing rules and whatnot. To be fair, they had to kind of manipulate the whole game.
We took it down to like 1 minute 15 rounds, I think it was.
And they wanted to even go chargers only at one point, if I'm not mistaken, because TV timing.
I guess the problem is now it's so embedded in Counter-Strike. We have the pistol round. It's just part of the game, and it is a slightly different variation. Now we've taken the weight out of the pistol victory. I still like it in the game. It's still like quite an interesting change of pace, and you get to see some new tactics and stuff like that. But yeah, I do see both sides of the argument. Maybe having those elements does make it a little bit difficult, but either way, here we go. Second half begins. mousesports in the lead for now. Lost out in the pistol in the first half, went down 4-0 even after the third round purchase. We'll see what Chris J can do towards Banana. Completely wrecked on the flashbang, maybe not much, as he will be joined by Oscar. Deadly AWPing duo now trying to do it with the Glocks. No real damage exchanges yet. Oscar does take one in the face, so does Sunny. Valdo looks like he's up and about for more frags here, but that might push the T's back. They got nothing out of that, and they have to sacrifice the B control.
Sticko takes the charge instead, despite that Sunny was the one peeking out from Boiler. He's run around quad. Takes some damage from Graveyard, well aware of the positioning, but can't do anything with it with a Glock. You can't really get through that wall effectively.
So they'll back off, head back over toward B. The smoke's down, does conceal from Volda's position. Great play from AZ to at least get one. Now it's on to Volda on rotation. Very fast. He finds Chris. Nearly got a shot towards Sticko. He's down to 3 though. He gets tagged with a headshot. Bomb will be planted. Advantage still to North. Volda can't quite fire through the window from where he is, but he certainly can hear should Sticko leave the position in which the bomb was planted. Given that he's not heard much, he may be expecting him still to be either pushing in ruins or holding the angle. They're going to slow things down while they try and find Rops. Volda can't go alone. He'll take Gabe with him. It's a 2-2 on retake. Volda's already found Sticko. Rops finds one in return. Looks for a second. He's got that. He can now back away and play the time. Low HP for Volda. He's got to try and protect, but they go hunting instead, and they should get away with the round. Should. Yeah, they will.
It was touch and go, especially when Robs gets the 2 kills towards spawn. You always feel like he's going to go one step further, but luckily they shut him down before he has a chance to swell out of control, and it will be North picking up both pistols now here on Inferno. It's going to be 9-7. And a buy from Sunny. He's gone for the MAC-10 here in round number 2. His teammate's going to join him in the investment. Chris J's got the MP7. Looks like they are going to go all in. I'm not a fan of this. They didn't really distribute the welfare in a way where you could get maybe 2 AKs and some pistols to go with it. This is a real jumble set affair. You've got the MAC-10. You've got the MP5, the UMPs. Just a bit of a mess, really. But we'll see what they can do. Normally in the second round purchase, you want to have that one player who's got the AK, who can maybe be the difference maker. But it's Sunny to go down first. Good utility usage from North so far. They've got a 5-on-4. Canadian takes a little bit of damage there, but Chris J just holding up, waiting for his chance to pounce. You can see the MP5 on the other side of AZ. Getting it done. That's pretty much his round over. Doesn't have to do much more. It's 5-on-3s, low HP. Should just be falling back to the sites. But they are holding up for now. They want to stay at least at the half wall and stay in the round while the smoke's down at T steps. Make sure no one pushes through. Let's whittle down that time as much as possible. If AZ goes down for nothing here, that will be disappointing. And that's his cue. So he didn't take a shot. Just wants to get information. They might be heading towards B. He'll be boosted up now. This is really nice stuff from North in general. Bit of spam towards the wall. No one there. Less than 40 seconds, though. What's the play here from mousesports? They've only got 3 players up, and they are committing towards B. Both players in CT spawn. It's going to be Kiabi and AZ. Ready and waiting.
Molotovs and smokes thrown. Back turned. Kiabi wants to get back toward the site. He's got AZ above. They both got the silenced MP5. Take down Kiabi with 2. It got Sticko and Oscar as Rops finally gets him in return, but now that's AZ's turn to strike, and the round is gone to North. As we go, I don't know what accent that was. We go 9-8. And they start to reel things back in. Now, North has won both pistols. Both rounds subsequently this. Formerly could have been a 6-0 start. They did get 4-0 in the first half, but the point is, let's see how this plays out, because usually this is when you say, hey, they should win the game.
We'll see what they can do with this one. Yeah, you are right. But P50s, Deagles, no armor. Of course, waiting for that next round. Force buying in the round 4 wasn't ideal, I have to say. Didn't really get too much out of it. North starting to get himself in a very promising situation now. Sticker, though, that's not bad. Can't find the kill. It will be just Chris J and Sunny now remaining with the Deagle, the P250. Looking for any frags. Nothing available to them, I'm afraid. We'll just have to see Sunny look for that single kill. Not going to happen. Clean sweep for North. Took a bit of damage. Cost them a bit of utility, but they've tied things up. And that's all that counts. They are probably the favourites now at this point, considering they're 9-9. So no, Chris J 5-12, but quiet in his recent form suggests he's normally a very good Inferno player. See if he can get it done in the T side. The Creed comes out for the first time this game.
We get one. It's good that we talked about it earlier, Henry. It's almost like we know the game. Chris J is the one that has it. That almost doesn't surprise me. See what he can make do with it. Not going to be requiring the little ACOG sight on it because he's so close to his opponent, his opposition. Does get AZ. Volda gets him back. Nearly got damage into him. He goes down to 13, but watch Kirby, 18 HP for him. As Oscar takes out Cadian, Volda can do nothing to stay alive. The famous Famous.
The French famous.
Famas.
Let's see what can be done. It's looking very good for mousesports, though. Rops should secure the round there. Kiabi left on the B sites. No chance of picking this one up. A minute remaining. mousesports have got it locked in. Fantastic work. Chris J getting that single kill with the Krieg. It's all he needed. Gets the information they were pushing towards B. They capitalize upon it, wait for the reactions towards middle, and hit the shots required. Bomb to be planted, and double digits for mousesports. Back and forth we go. Like we said, very closely contested teams in this particular matchup. Living up to expectations now. And let's see whether all the players can survive for mousesports here. Kiabi will just be holding up by coffins, I believe. So, not really much to do. If he survives, I'll be impressed considering Oscar's position at this point. Might even be going for a cheeky knife at this stage. But Kiabi's aware. Oh, is he? That's horrible timing. You couldn't really do much more than that. Watching it for 15 seconds or so. Turn around. That's the moment he walks in, of course. And we go 10-9.
Not bad for mousesports to retain the lead. Not out of the woods yet. They don't have a... I say they don't have a ton of money. They got a round in hand, effectively. Whereas they could completely tarnish North. Stain that silver. For the bomb does Chris. Jostle in mid, but watch Cadian. Aggressive with the op. Finds stick out, gets away. I say that bated breath because Rops, as we saw, was to the left. He was getting up toward the stairway, but indeed Cadian will fall back. That's the smart decision with the op in this case. Rops will try and get up the apartment hallway. I don't think Gade has quite the angle to see. He would see him just in the corner, but I don't know if it would be a killing angle. Nah, he's too close, in fact, so I couldn't even see him if he got there. Again, finals come up in Odense. I could say it this year, Henry.
Nice.
Last year, remember that was like our goal the whole season was to learn how to say Odense.
Yeah, we got there in the end.
I'm probably still saying it wrong, to be fair.
Well, there we go then. Another advantage for North. One they're looking to convert here and tie things up once again. It's going to be AZ alone and B right now. That's where 4 players from mousesports are posturing. We'll see whether they can execute fully. They do have the smokes, the molotovs, and the flashbangs to make this work. Smoke down on the CT side, though, will buy them a bit of time. There's the molotovs being set up. Kiabi waiting for the sound cue to throw the smoke in. You probably want to do it right now. 30 seconds, that's absolutely fine. Wait for the footsteps to come through. That's when you're going to chuck your incendiary down as well to try and lock them in. Really nice stuff so far. Drops the incendiary, but it might be a little bit too late. Chris James already in spawn. They'll push through the fire, and AZ started to mow them down now. Great work by him. Brings it into a very winnable 2 versus 1. Oscar will plant securely. If he had the AWP, he would have a real chance of winning this. AK will be tricky, but still very possible.
Possible. Oscar, though, trying to get back out and catch an angle before they get on top of him. Isolate this down. 1 from Banana, 1 from CT. Great first shot. Cadian gone. Now he's got a real chance at this as Gade is flashing. He knows he's coming from Banana, but the better shot to the M4. 10-10, Hank. It's all tied up.
Oh, no. He's not doing it.
You're right.
Oh,
he's got a kit. I think he's got time.
I thought he had no kit. He did pick one up. He's fine.
Okay, he wanted the op, obviously. When he
say,
first started running away and he didn't quite have the kit yet, I thought the same thing. I'm like, really? You're just going to give that up?
It's fine. It's like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Get the AWP, pull back, and it will be 10-10 in the end. As it gets a defused kit, the AWP. North tie things up. Gade to close it out versus Oscar, who hit a fantastic shot towards CT spawn there. And it's Gade, just signed fresh from Optic, of course. And, well, I guess he was on loan in Optic in general. He comes back to North. And actually looking very decent in this lineup as we get into round number 21. We're going the distance here. mousesports will have the AWP out. You can see the CTs after winning the previous round, still limited. They have the AWP, sure, but Valdo with no grenades whatsoever.
Cadian waiting with the bags in front. I'll give Chris some tea. As he falls back with the AWP, it's Sunny that has to wait because the flames are down. They'll counter flash off toward the Bags position, but they've already gotten away from there on the CT side. Things look safe inside of the site with the 1-man advantage at 1 minute and 14 to go, and the inner boost. Here we go. AZ's on that silencer. He's wearing protection.
We hit the 1 minute mark. Kiabi looking to hit some headshots as he'll be towards middle. His teammate takes the aggro. He might still be fine here. Oscar does check the deep angle, but didn't quite swat him there. So there's a chance for Kiabi to really kick off here. They start to fall back, though. It looks like Sunny feels like he can break in towards the B site, but he would be mistaken, I'm afraid. Goes down for absolutely nothing, and now they've got to commit towards B. They've got less than 30 seconds coming up. Smokes in, and it's going to be AZ and Cadian to defend. They've got no nades at least, so mousesports might be able to trade out. But nice little setup towards new boxes here. Boosted on top. AZ is guaranteed a kill from this position. Then he can drop off. It's up to Cadian to follow it up. There's the kill. And now he'll drop down. They won't be anticipating the AWP here, though. This is looking so good. 10 seconds remain, and they'll just play off each other. There's no way they know two players at the back. Very nice approach there from North, and that's going to be the round. Will they kill Sticko after the time, though? No, they will not. He will survive, and it will be a very good and convincing round for North.
You can see his thought process trying to save that op, knowing he's low HP. With that wall, he's like, if they spam this, I need to just... It was like PUBG when you're in the open, you're like 80, diagonal running, trying to get away from everything. Just in case they shot through the wall. So 11-10 in the favor of North on the CT side. Henry, you're going to sneeze. No, just do it and get it over with.
It's not going to sneeze. My nose is full. I need to go blow my nose. That's the problem. I was fine before we came onto the show.
Told you, you're allergic to me.
Yeah, we came out and it all went wrong. Oscar with the AWP gets the first kill.
We came out in Brazil.
This is, this is a nice opening pick from Oscar. He did get dinged in the process, but they've now got a secondary AWP on the T side and a full eco. This is actually kind of insane. They can win this round. They've got Chris J and Oscar, two of the deadliest AWPers in the game, with the snipers, with an opening pick and some map control as well. Robs is snuck out of the apartments here. He'll have to drop down towards the pit. That's going to make noise. The Gate won't be anticipating any of this. Oscar gets his second. Now it's up to Valda to spray them down. Good job so far. That's 2 kills for him. 3 versus 3, but still very uncomfortable. They're going to commit towards the A side. The bomb goes down a quad, and Kiabi now looking a bit more comfortable here. Fine position. A clean kill as well. That's the AWP down, and Sunny and Oscar to pick up the pieces. Sunny gets dropped, and what looked like a dangerous round has been picked up and put to bed as Oscar will be dropped. So 2 opening kills, a 5-on-3 essentially before the kills came in for North, but they managed to keep 3 players up. Their money's still absolutely fine, but a decent attempt from mousesports, and Oscar hits his 20th kill. It's not bad.
20 kills is pretty good. 22 rounds in. Man of the match for you so far, Hank?
I'm tempted to say AZ.
Ooh, okay.
I think he's been playing really good Counter-Strike as of late. He's a top
been a while,
as well,
hasn't it?
On that side, I think, just about. So, yeah, he's always like, he's never been like a bad player or anything. It's just we expected so much of him coming into 2016, I would say.
Yeah, Cluj Napoca, Dignitas absolutely lit the scoreboard ablaze, despite that they went out in the group stages. Back then it was the actual group where it was 4 groups of 4.
Yes, exactly.
And 2 made it through and 2 didn't. They didn't. And I think they went out in pretty spectacular fashion, actually. They didn't really contest with anyone except AZ was doing all the work. So I kind of put high expectations on him, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely did. And we're finally starting to see consistent form out of him, not just a flash in the pan every 5 maps or so. We're actually seeing decent performances, more cerebral gameplay. As we get into it, round number 23, it's going to be a partial buy from mousesports here. North looking to extend their lead to 13-10. More than likely they do so, but you never know with the mousesports boys on the server. We'll see P50s now. Flashbangs available. Smokes too. The Molotov for Chris J will be deployed momentarily. This is a full execution, believe it or not, with just the pistols. They'll have Molotovs going in towards the bomb site. Flashes and smokes coming through too. Robs to flash out. Here he comes. CZ in the pits. No CTs there to actually receive it though. So at least that's one part of the map they've got picked up here. Valda finds himself in a very problematic spot here. And indeed, he will be dropped. This is actually looking quite exciting now for mousesports.
Not bad. Gade still has the control of quad though, and he will get Chris J. They'll combine. They've lost pits. Got the surrounding areas. However, did I not see a rotation back toward the apartments? They do indeed still have Sunny with 100 HP in that position, but only the Deagle to work with. The rest of his team relatively low on HP, and Gade's holding off the back of that doorway. So despite, yes, that it looked really good for mousesports and that the fact that they opened up A quickly, it's now falling apart. They won't get a bomb plant down. Sticko's the last alive. Still has control of pit, still has the bomb in his possession, but 3 players very quickly approaching his position, and it's now 13 for North.
Certainly is. Well recovered again after losing the first pick. They're looking very disciplined on that A side, making sure they can recognize the smokes, don't let a player be isolated there, reposition, let them have it, and deny them the plant. Chris J, 7 and 17, very quiet showing from him, as they'll pick up AKs and the AWP for Oscar. And we said he's having a great game, so is Valda, as he pushes down towards middle here, looking to be protected by Cadian. Can potentially spot the barrel of the weapon there, but that's going to be not even one for Valda. He thought he got the kill.
Yep. Definitely thought that was a dead man. Looked away too soon. That's unfortunate. As Sticko gets one further on Katie. And Kirby finally pushes through to get a return kill. And thankfully for his sake, no one else on T stairs. Because if he'd gone through and actually tried to get the shot to the underpass, he would have been traded out. Nonetheless, Bomb gets over toward the A site. They will get it planted down, and Chris goes back to cover the wall. Op's already being thrown away as there's a second one available for Oscar. Bomb continues to tick, and it seems there's no interest from North. They'll stay over to the B site. Round will go in favor of Mouse.
Certainly will.
Mouse Esports.
Mouse Esports will start the claw their way back in. Bomb confirmed at this stage, just at the A site. North just looking to save their cash. They've got plenty of it as well. You can see Cadian 6k. Kiabi will be getting another 1,400 on top of his 4,000 right now. So they definitely have a buy with 3 weapons saved, of course. Could even get the Cadian AWP out. See whether that wants to be a thing. I'm sure it will be. Hasn't had the biggest showing so far, but Cadian back in Europe in a Danish team. It's been a very long time, I think, because we've had him in a proper squad that could do danger. Remember last time he was in a Danish squad was SK Gaming, I believe, in December 2016. Was the last time we saw that. So
yeah, has it been that long?
I think so, yeah.
That's crazy to think, isn't it?
That's when Major Boy first came on the scene.
Yeah, he was nuts. He was sick.
That's when we've never heard of him. It was at Frag by Masters, I think, in Stockholm. SK turned up. I knew Cadian quite well at that point. It's like, oh, tell us about your team. We don't really know much about it. He goes, this Majors guy, he's going to be unreal. Like, watch out for him.
And he's absolutely right. MVP. Well, I say that back. It was Kirby that was MVP of the major, but MVP of many events, and obviously a major winner now with Astralis. But yeah, that's crazy that it's been that long for Cadian, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still think like, oh, we've seen him. He was like the eternal sub in Denmark for a while as well.
Yeah, mercenary, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was playing in North America for Rogue. It's been a weird journey, but he's got to where he needs to be. He's put the hours in. He's done the hard work and finding himself. And,
he's done some streaming. He's done some casting.
Yeah, he's tried it all. But finally finding himself in a relevant position once again in Counter-Strike. It's great to see. Chris J's going to burn those short. How is he still alive? Gets taken down, running through the gauntlet there. And then will be a 4-4. But Kiabi tagged up. So that's 1.5 kills for Chris J.
1.5. It's not quite 2.5 men, is it, Charlie Sheen?
Not quite.
They're not quite winning.
No.
Yet.
Need more Tiger Blood.
Tiger Blood. To be fair, he was pretty winning with that outdoor kitchen beside the pool. Looked pretty good.
I didn't see that.
Oh, the cooking with Charlie Sheen, it's so good.
I didn't see it.
Kiarbi sits and waits behind Ruins, behind CT Connector. Smoke's still down on his left, which means that'll cover off Banana for now. They'll boost him up instead on the AK-47. And further smokes deployed, a lot of them, a lot of flashes as well. Kiarbi's yet to see anything. Staying back on that boost so as to find an angle late. He may get one now on Sunny, who thinks it's clear, and there's the shot. Drop away immediately and rotate to Ruins. Flash out to hold them at bay as he waits for his teammates, but he aren't going to rotate. He's already called them off. So they're looking to save? Gate's still inquiring. Yeah. Or is this going to be a full rotation? They stay there, and Kiarbi with low HP wants to try and flank Banana. He's only got 3, so he wanted out of there early. His teammates stayed around to see what they could find, but effectively they will leave. And at 13-12, we'll get ready for the next round.
Well, there we have it. It will be mousesports once again finding another round there. It was a viable retake in the 3-on-3, but not really worth it. Like, chances are you were going to lose it on the bomb site B, but North will keep 3 weapons up again. Lost bonus starting to get into a more promising position at the second stage now. But still, they'll save the AWP. 2 rifles, of course, they can drop on Kiabi. Cadian could drop an M4 as well. We'll see if that's the case. Which he does. So, well done. They're going to have 4 rifles out on the AWP. 13-12. Still not clear who's going to win this one. mousesports doing a great job on their T side. All the rounds it looks like they're out of. They claw their way back in and get a unwinnable situation for North. They're having to save weapons, and that's great going forward. It means their money's going to be run very dry. mousesports going to win another one of these rounds. Not only will they tie things up, they're probably going to take the lead.
Sonny's still handing... Well, I was going to say handing out grenades. He's not. He didn't throw it. It would have worked.
Yeah.
Didn't, though, did it? Now he is. Cadian's aware of it, though. Turns away from the flash. Not sure if you love to hate it or hate to love it, but didn't fire the shot at the wall. As Oscar now will take the approach from mousesports toward the other side of the map, toward A, where they cleared the mid wall already. And we got a player inside of the hallway and apartments as well. Voldo wants to smoke over, presumably with that toward library, and allow them to focus back toward apartments, given that there's only 2 in the site. In fact, he's going to smoke the top of the stairs, so he's got room to play with himself. That's rather inventive. We'll see if it pays off, because he still has to get Gade back into it. Voldo's gone down, but he's giving Gade a chance. 3 for him on top of the site without the use of Pit. They've held on for now. A secondary smoke for him to keep himself alive as he waits for his teammates to rotate from the wall. And that's exactly what Cadian has tried to do. He's actually got the shot from library. It's Sunny that gets Kierby. I mistook the 2 for who was where on the map, but it's AZ that closes it out, and North find 14. The save's paying off as they find rounds with weapons.
Absolutely so. You can see that was their big master plan. Keep enough in the bank to actually win a round that's realistic. So there we go. It is going to be North getting them round number 14 on the board there. Another buy available for mousesports, but they're 1 round away from match point. Remember, these are best of ones, essentially. They'll play each other twice, but each game contributes 3 points towards the leaderboard. Oscar looking for the first shot through the smoke. Denied any sort of vision here. Looking for boosted players too. Coming to the very last moments here of the first map of the day. We have 5 more to bring you here at ESL Pro League. Rob's making his way out of the apartments here. One mistake could give it all up. Checking every single angle. CT's defensive once again. It's Gade given the responsibility of holding apartments from the broken wall, which allows him to check towards the side too. But Robs is just such a beast. Takes one down, opens things up, and his teammates commit towards Arch now.
Well, smoke's down. We'll see if he can get back there. Molotov's thrown. That will distill Voldo's position. The flashbang. They know he's got to be up close. It was all well and good, except that Voldo with a single flick to the left to avoid the flash has one up their positioning and their plan. Sunny now has to make up for that, but he gets traded by Voldo immediately. And it's down to just Oscar. We could find map point, remember? Head to head. They're best of ones, but this is the first map between the 2. C'est oui, oui, Henri. This will slow the pace tremendously as the bomb is down quad side. 30 seconds, he can give it a go.
They're only going to have second stage loss bonus after this map. And it's going to be 15-12. He has to save this all. He can't really go for this.
Well, with 20 seconds, he thinks he can maybe get back toward B, but Cadian was babysitting the whole time. So to be fair, even if he tried to save and go back, unless he went to Boiler, that was going to be difficult.
It was more setting the scene of how wrecked they are now in round number 28. They're going to have Deagles only pretty much. As they'll take a pause. Is there any way they can win this round? I'm not sure. It's going to be a tricky one. I'll know that. But we'll see what they're able to do.
I like the chicken.
The spooky one?
It's not that spooky. It's just cute.
It's quite good when you see the spooky chickens when they you can collect them. I know you do. You can get like 5 of them. They're running around the little like
yeah,
ghost
used to do
outfits.
deathmatch all the time.
You can get like Hiko the other day when I was casting him had like 5 of them on Inferno running around after him. It was pretty cool to watch.
Hiko.
He was enjoying himself.
Legend. Haven't seen him in ages. It's probably been about a year since I've seen Hiko in person.
You would have seen him at the major.
Was he there?
Yeah.
In London?
Yeah.
Hiko.
Rogue with her.
Oh, true. Wait, early stages, but I didn't see him at all.
Yeah, I saw him there.
I didn't see him at all, actually. Now that you say that, yes, Rogue were there, but I didn't see him. Look, I haven't seen him in over a year. My point still stands,
okay,
Henry.
Fair enough. KRB looking to close things out here. Looks like the job is done as Cadian finds all the shots required. That's going to be bombed down towards the bottom of middle as well. Oscar with the Deagle might be able to do something with this. That's a massive might. I don't know whether this is going to be a thing for him.
back out. Cadian holds on. Sticko. Can work his way up with the P250. Really not much he can do. 1 versus 4. Map could be done. This could be North. Collecting a win. Putting it into the W column. Column we all want to be a part of. Bless you. Sticko. Still trying to work it out. Can't do so. Volda's got the shot from the pits. And North do recover. I say recover because they started down in the first half to 16-12.
Great game. North will be winning it out, of course. When mousesports came back from a deficit, they lost both pistols. Just some small factors there. Still, both teams well in the conversation to take the map. They've got another one to play. You can see the shotgun action coming through. But I have to say, North, this is a compelling lineup. A team that could do some damage going forward as well. It looks like all the roles are sorted out. It's a lot looser, the play style. Cadian coming through with a decent AWP as well, with question marks about who would take over that responsibility once MSL had been taken down. But either way, they just swap places cleanly. MSL going to be the main author in road too, so quite an interesting note. But good game so far. I'm excited for the next one, Matt.